Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad AF. Won't you lay me down in the tall grass and let me do my stuff? Little Fleetwood Mac for you today. How are you guys doing? Are you doing all right? You staying safe? You staying healthy? I hope so. Are you staying entertained through all of this? Well, some drama is starting to pop off, so we're going to be entertained for that. Before I get into this video, I want to thank Adam and Eve, the finest in intimacy details, adamandeve.com, where they have things for couples and singles. Everything that you would ever want over there. And with my code, Peter, not Dick, Peter, if my name was Richard, it would be Dick, but my name is Peter, okay? So my code is Peter. With my code, Peter, you get 50% off your first item, plus free shipping and handling, free shipping and handling, oh, family friendly. Well, it's not very family friendly over there, but you get free shipping and handling, I cannot say it. This is where most YouTubers would just turn off the camera and I'm like, whatever, okay? You know what I mean. You don't have to pay for shipping. It's fantastic. 50% off one item and you don't have to pay for shipping and handling. Not only that, but can we also talk about the fact, okay, that they have some of the most fantastic movies in the entire world. Now, you probably will not over there find fences, okay? But you might find Bent Over the Fence. I'm just saying, okay? And, you know, I don't know what other kind of movies you're looking into, but they got all kinds of, like, entertainment, fantasy kind of thing. They're really into the fantasy over there, okay? So they got all that, and, you know, listen. Then they also have a 90-day hassle-free deal. So listen, if you get your lubricants and it's not lubey enough, you just send it back. 90 days hassle-free. They also have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week customer service that you can talk to them. And 20% of their proceeds go towards fighting HIV around the world. And I think that is fantastic. So, thank you, Adam and Eve, yet again, for sponsoring this video. They're so fantastic to me. And, yeah, go check them out. They have, like, really, really cool stuff over there for couples, I just have to say. If you watch my Peterisms channel, and even over here and on my vlog, I talk a lot about the importance of intimacy, not just physical intimacy, but all the 12 points of intimacy. But physical intimacy is a really important part of that. And if you need something to spice up your life with your coupling, then go over there and check that out, because they have a whole section for couples. They also have some things over there that I'm sure you have never even heard of before, okay? Furniture. So anyway, let's get into today's video. Today's video, we are going to talk about a little bit of Jeffree Star and his ex, and we're going to talk a little bit about James Charles, again, on the heels of what we talked about yesterday. But before we get into this, I have to tell you about this conversation that I had with my cousin Caroline. So, before we get into this, let me just say that when all of this went down and we all been stuck at home, you know, I decided I was going to have, like, I read this article and it said you should have, like, a support group of people that you talk to on a regular basis. So I came up with, like, 5 people that I call on a regular basis. One of them being my cousin Caroline, okay? Who's kind of like my sister because we're both only children and our mothers were only sisters and our grandma went to prison. If you haven't heard my stories on my vlog and on my review channel, my cousin Caroline and I, we have a grandma that we found out after our mothers had died that she went to, well, after my mother had died, we found out that our grandma went to prison for embezzlement. She is basically the OG. I mean, seriously. So anyway, I call Caroline every day, right at about 4:30. I always go, Cousin Caroline, and she goes, Cousin Peter, because we were going to have this TV show that's going to be called Cousin. It doesn't matter. So anyway, that wasn't real. Like, we would love to have a reality show called Cousin. It would be hilarious. But it'd be our hunt for our grandma. It'd be like, kind of like reality show meets true crime. So anyway, like trying to find, I would love nothing more than to interview my grandma's cellmate. Like, that would be, like, if people ask all the time, what would be your ultimate collab? My ultimate collab, being that my grandma would be like 90-something now, my ultimate, well, older than that, probably 100, my ultimate collab would be interviewing my grandma's cellmate. I would die. So anyway, and she probably has, because they would both be very old at this point. Anyway, I lost my mind. So, okay, that got way off track, even worse than it was going down it was just going down the wrong road, okay? So anyway, I'm talking to my cousin Caroline on the phone, and I said to her, she said, what are you going to do today? And I said, well, I'm getting ready to go make some videos. And she goes, well, what are today's videos about? And I said, well, I'm making a video about James Charles and a little bit to do with Jeffree Star and his ex, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And she goes, oh, I saw a fingernail. And I go, what? And she goes, I saw a fingernail about that. And I go, a fingernail? And she goes, isn't that what you call it? And I had like no idea what she was saying to me whatsoever. I was like, what is she a fingernail? What is she talking about? And I said, she goes, don't they have fingernails? And I said, well, of course they have fingernails. And she goes, you know, a fingernail. I saw a fingernail about James Charles and how his ex is suing him, supposedly. And I go, James Charles on a fingernail? And she goes, what is it called, you know? And I go, a thumbnail, Caroline? And she goes, yeah, a thumbnail. That's what I'm talking about. And I go, you saw a thumbnail where Jeffree Star's ex is suing him, allegedly, conspiracy speculation. And she goes, I think it was James Charles. And I go, I don't think so, because he doesn't have an ex. And she goes, oh, she goes, well, then maybe it was Jeffree Star. She goes, I don't know. She goes, but I do like that Tati. She's so nice. And I go, okay. And I didn't really, I'm like, this is so funny. Like, people think that, like, I must just, like, talk about this stuff 24 hours a day. But people that, in my personal life, have no clue who any of these people are. Except for my good Judy Tanya, because Tanya has literally fallen down the rabbit hole of drama, period. Okay, she knows more than I do about all this kind of stuff. So then Caroline says, well, that Tati just seems so nice to me. And I go, she does? And she goes, well, I saw that she got in a little bit of drama a couple months ago. I go, yeah, it was exactly a year ago. That's what I'm making my video about today. And she goes, well, what did she do? So I'm trying to explain it to Caroline, right? And this is what my cousin says to me. She goes, I think she has a lot of money. And I go, well, they all have a lot of money. And I go, she goes, have you ever seen her house? It looks like she has a lot of money. I go, Caroline. I go, you're so silly. I said, some of these people have, like, you know, I think Jeffree Star's house is like 25,000 square feet. My cousin's a realtor, right? And she goes, who lives in a 25,000 square foot house? She goes, by himself. So anyway, that was a little sidetrack into all that. But I wanted to make a follow-up video about James Charles because James Charles went to Snapchat yesterday and he talked about how it was the 1 year anniversary, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we do, even more, this Nathan Schwann, the Schwann man Schwann, okay? I feel like this sweatshirt drama of his, like, okay, it's almost kind of like an episode of Schitt's Creek. It's like so bad at this point. It's like, how could there be so much drama surrounding one simple sweatshirt, okay? You had one job to put out a shitty sweatshirt, okay? With a cabin on it. You couldn't even call up one of your good stoner friends and be like, I know you like to doodle in notebooks, dude. Could you make me a picture of a cabin, okay? So he gives this art that he can't use on his sweatshirt. So then he has to go in and he comes out with these new sweatshirts. Here, I'll put a picture up somewhere around here. Okay, and it now looks like, I don't know, it doesn't look like a log cabin anymore. It looks like some prefab house in a neighborhood where every house looks the same to me. I'm like, if you could have had somebody else draw you a picture of a cabin that looked a lot cozier than this 2-story, I don't even know what this is, okay? Some suburbanite house. It does kind of probably look like Grand Rapids. So anyway, then he comes out, right? After, like, he's taken all the pictures down, all this kind of stuff, and apparently he explained it all away. He comes out and he says this on his Instagram story tonight. I think this was last night.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody has been staying safe and staying home. And I did get one piece of good news today, and it looks like we will be shipping out the sweatshirts tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So you guys should be hopefully getting some confirmation emails of shipment tomorrow. So super exciting, and it will be of the new graphic that I posted a while back. I will post it again just so everyone's reminded of it. But yeah, it is not the old graphic, it is the new one that is being put on the sweaters. So super exciting stuff, guys. So get ready tomorrow for everyone who bought one. Keep an eye out.
So that's what Nathan had to say about the merch coming out, okay? It's going to be sent. He just wants to let everybody know so there's not drama with people not getting their merch, right? So then I, like, happened to just go to his Instagram today, like I do every day with all these people, because I was like, well, if there's something else that's coming out, I need to know about it before I make this video, right? Before I get people in my comment sections that say a bunch of stuff about it. I'm going to address a couple comments in just a second. But anyway, so then I noticed that he has put up this Instagram story today. I'm not going to show you guys, but it's like because it's the cusses, okay? The swears and the cusses in this 2-second Instagram story is too much. But his merch business, he's not Killer Merch anymore. Apparently, him and Jeffree are not on good terms because he's using a completely different merch company, which is called Pusher. I don't know where you came up with that name. I was just saying. But anyway, it's called Pusher. Pusher put out this Instagram story, right? And the guy is like, if you missed out on this merch, you really missed out. Limited time only, limited edition sweatshirt. Okay. So I go over to the website, this limited edition sweatshirt, Homebody Hoodie by Nathan Schwandt, out of stock. How many of these sweatshirts did you make? 50? This is what kills me with this whole idea of like, we need to sell something out. How many hoodies did Nathan Schwandt make? 100? I mean, I wish him all the best. I hope he made 10,000 and sold them all, okay, for $60 a shot. But, like, how many did he make? 100? I mean, I'm confused, right? And then I'm wondering, like, you know, is this whole kind of, like, is this the one thing he did learn, right? Is that we always act like we sell out of everything? So, anyway, he sold out, apparently, of these sweatshirts that he had to change the logo on and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, so is he going to come back and put out more sweatshirts? Is he going to have socks? Is he going to have t-shirts? You know, what's he going to put out next, okay? I don't know. James Charles now, if you have been watching James Charles stuff, James Charles now, his Sisters Apparel is official. He owns Sisters Apparel, okay? He owns his own merch shop and all that kind of stuff over there. He came out and he talked about all that. I'm kind of wondering, maybe Nathan needs to stop going with this Pusher. I'm just saying, okay? Going steady with a Pusher is probably never a good idea. But maybe he needs to stop going with this Pusher, okay? All I'm thinking right now in my head, I don't know why, is in the movie Mean Girls. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Do you remember when they're like, you mean she's a pusher? About the teacher. Anyway, maybe he should go with Sisters Apparel. I'm just saying, it's a thought, okay? He's been, you know, with the top of the line merch businesses before. So that's the whole Nathan Schwandt thing. Now let's get into the James Charles deal. Okay, but before we do, I want to address a few comments that I got. So yesterday, I got some comments on my videos. Oh, y'all want to see a picture? Here, I got a picture for you. If you watch my video about the squirrel table, there is a picture of my squirrel eating on my squirrel table right there, okay? True story is, that's Sammy the squirrel right there, okay? Sammy the squirrel, he's like in the neighborhood, like Squirrel Mafia back in there. So that's why I called him Sammy the squirrel, you know, like Sammy the bull. But anyway, so that's Sammy the squirrel, and he's like eating off my table. I'm so excited, okay? So I get this comment on my video yesterday from Marina. I just want to thank Marina for noticing. She said, based on my video that I did yesterday compared to where I was a year ago, she said, it is interesting to see how your bias changed in the last 1 year and how you also seem to see things differently because you, Peter, didn't give any objective criticism on the matter. And you're absolutely right. I didn't. Now, if you haven't watched my 15 videos that I made where I said I don't want nobody's PR no more and I can't be bought by nobody and I'm going to say my opinion, whatever it is, if you haven't seen those 15 videos, go check them out, okay? Because I made it very, very clear, okay, over here, I'm going to have my own opinions from now on, okay? So, yes, my bias and my opinion has greatly changed in the last year. Okay, but thank you for noticing. I really appreciate that. And then, going into this yesterday, somebody else says, this yet again, talking about the James Charles saying, this is old news now. Everyone has moved on except drama channels. Let it go already. Well, apparently James Charles hasn't moved on. It's been a year, and James Charles came out, and he put the thing up on Twitter yesterday, and he said that it's been a year anniversary, and this is what I've learned. Then he came out on Snapchat, and for those of you that might have missed it, I recorded the whole thing. I'm going to put it up here. It's a very, very long clip, I will tell you, if you want to put it on 2x speed or fast forward it. Now, if you put me on 2x speed, I sound like a chipmunk, okay? So I don't know what James Charles sounds like on 2x speed, but I sound like a chipmunk. So anyway, you might want to fast forward through this part if you've already seen it or you don't care, but here you go. Here's what he had to say.
Hi you guys, I know I look like absolute trash right now, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster of a day for me, and I just wanted to, you know, hop on Snap for a little bit and talk to you guys. I just put out a few tweets, and I thought it would be appropriate to, you know, talk a little bit further here on Snap to you guys where you can actually hear me talking and stuff. Today is May 11th, and it's a beautiful day. It's a positive day. It's a good day for me, but it's also really tough day for me that's just bringing up a lot of emotions. I'm sure you guys all remember a year ago today, it's officially my scandalversary, woo! A year ago today, May 11th, I was on the Gold Coast in Australia, and I woke up at 4 in the morning, and my whole world got turned upside down, and it, you know, began the worst few weeks months, year of my entire life, and the biggest drama the internet has literally ever seen. But it's officially been 1 year. And, you know, today, I don't want it to be a sad day. I don't want it to be an angry day. It's not either of those things. I'm trying to look at this from a positive perspective. And of course, you know, it's bringing up emotions and I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, but I'm really happy. And it's just crazy because for some reason it feels like everything happened 3 weeks ago, but it also feels like it happened 4 years ago. Like all at the same time, like I've lost concept of time. But like I said, want to look at this from a positive perspective. And I think that although this past year sucked, and I wouldn't wish what I went through upon literally anybody, I am so proud of the person that I have become through all of this. I feel like I've become a smarter person from what I went through. I feel like I've become a smarter influencer from what I've went through. I'm really proud of the choices that I've made in the past year in terms of, you know, career and people that I'm working with and staying out of drama. You know, we have rebuilt pretty much everything in this family together, and we did it ourselves. And I'm so proud to say that. We're almost to 20 million subscribers together, which is crazy. We have a YouTube show that is incredibly successful and that you guys are all loving, and it's my favorite project that I've ever worked on. Sisters Apparel is relaunching this week, and just so many other amazing things going on behind the scenes that I can't talk about just yet, but you guys will definitely, you know, be in the loop as soon as I can talk about it and say things. And most importantly, I feel like I've become a stronger person from what I went through. And like I said, I literally would not wish, you know, the mental health struggles and the problems and the depression and anxiety that I went through because of everything. But in a weird, really fucked up way, I'm almost glad that it happened because I feel like I'm the strongest and like most happy and motivated that I have ever been in my entire life because of it. And I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for my team for always helping me and pushing me to, you know, get up and just work my ass off. I'm helpful to my best friends, especially the ones that were with me in Australia that kept me from making a really, really dangerous, irreversible choice that I would not have been able to take back. Because if it weren't for them, I would not be alive today. And they know who they are. And I'm just really fucking happy to be here, to be working on exciting projects that I'm proud of, to be happy, to be surrounded by amazing friends and amazing business partners, and most importantly, amazing followers. And I'm so grateful to each and every single one of you who have stuck by my side, whether you've been here since day one or whether you're a new sister in the family. I fucking love you. And I'm just, you know, really just proud of the year that we've had together. It's been really hard, but we can look back at it and use this negative experience as a, you know, a way to grow. And hopefully, you know, what I went through just proves not only to you guys, but also to everybody, like, no matter what you go through, it's all about how you pick yourself up. I'm just cutting up my videos. It's really fucking with the vibe right now. Like I was saying, it's all about how you pick yourself back up and just keep rolling with the punches, even when they're still coming at you, even to this fucking day. And it's been a really hard year, but it's been an amazing year, and I'm just so grateful to be alive today and to be excited and motivated for everything that's happening right now, but also everything that's happening in the future. Like I said, so many good things are coming, and I just can't wait. It feels like this is like, you know, I just posted the tweet of like my social blade and stuff, and I said it was a cultural reset, which it was, but I honestly feel like this right now is like a reset happening within me and within our family of just everything that's coming that's really good. And like I said, today's a positive day.
So that's what James Charles had to say about everything that happened in the last year. And, you know, I really, really appreciated the fact that he addressed this. You know, I think, you know, when last week I was talking about the fact that he was supposedly going to go and do an interview with Keemstar, and, you know, this was going to be like talking about what had happened a year ago and all this stuff, supposedly, allegedly, we don't know. He decided he wasn't going to do the interview, I guess. Keemstar put something out and said that James Charles can no longer do the interview. And I had said in a video, I had said that I thought it was a smart move of James. Although I would have lived for it, okay? I thought it was a smart move for James Charles not to, because in that way he controls what goes out. And I thought this was a real good example of James Charles, you know, taking back and control over the situation and what he wants to put out there. And to talk about, you know, like, I really, really, really relate to what he said when he said something to the effect of, this is one of the hardest things that I've gone through in my life, but I'm thankful for it. You know, like, I said this in my video yesterday, and I'll say it again today. Maya Angelou said that when you're going through one of the biggest tragedies in your life, look up and say thank you, because you're about to learn one of the most valuable lessons in your life. And I so believe that. But at the time, it feels like crap. It's horrible, you know? And I think that this, more than anything, you know, shows a lot of growth in James Charles. Like, I was really impressed with him, A, coming out and addressing it, B, being as raw and vulnerable as he absolutely was in this, you know, and C, you know, this came up in the tweets, and it also came up in what he said, and and some people yesterday in my comment sections, I think, thought that I missed what he was saying, which I didn't, but where he said that when he was in Australia, he was thankful for the people that were around him, that helped him not make an irreversible choice. I know what he's talking about there, okay? I'm not stupid. And I have to say, I'm very thankful for those people too. And, you know, I think that in retrospect, and I am somebody, and I will say this, and I know I did say this in my videos a year ago, that James Charles' mental health was at an issue. Like, that was a huge deal of what was going on. Like, you know, and I said in many videos that I was concerned about that last year, and I think other people said that as well. You know, I don't know. The whole thing to me is, I'm so thankful that he's come full circle. And I said in my video yesterday that I wish that he would come out and he would kind of talk about that and address that, because I thought that that would be good role modeling to a younger generation to, like, never give up, you know, and keep fighting, and that there's something there that's worth fighting for. And, you know, today might seem like an absolute utter crap day, but a year from now might be one of the best days of your entire life, you know? And to think that James Charles a year ago literally looked like he was losing everything, right? And, you know, he felt like, and he said, you know, like, my life was falling apart right in front of my face, basically, is what he said. And then to think a year later, you know, that he has this YouTube show that is getting just really great reviews, and it's a really well done show. I really enjoy watching it, you know, and he's really excited about his apparel, and he has a new video that came out today, and all, you know, he's just really at a happy place in his life. And to think that a year ago he was at, you know, one of the lowest points, I think he said the lowest point I've ever been at my entire life, you know, that is, I think, testament to the power of change and the power of growth if you are open to it. If you are open to it. Now, I cannot necessarily say, in watching the other two people that were involved in this situation, Tati and Jeffree Star, that I've necessarily noticed the same amount of growth, okay? I just haven't. And I feel like there have been a lot of opportunities for change. And, you know, I think that James coming out and saying this is really interesting. I also think that it's interesting that James is the one that came out and spoke about it. Tati didn't come out and say anything. Jeffree Star didn't acknowledge that it had been a year, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, it's interesting because I got a lot of comments yesterday that people were like, I think you forget that Dramageddon was only like 3 or 4 days. Well, Dramageddon might have only been 3 or 4 days, or, you know, it might have only been a matter of a week within that time that, like, Tati came out with her video, and then James addressed it, and then this happened and that happened. But the effect that it had long lasting was 3 to 6 months. James took a lot of time off of social media. I don't know if people remember that, but he took a long time off of social media. You know, the three of them were all greatly affected by this, but James the most, you know? And I think to be able to come out on top and say, you know, in retrospect, you know, I'm not comparing this entirely, but, you know, I was somebody that when I was in high school, I was greatly, greatly bullied for being gay. And, you know, I wanted that Romeo and Michelle high school reunion moment. I wanted to walk back in and let them know they didn't get me, you know? And I went to my 20-year high school reunion. I cannot believe this year is going to be my 30-year high school reunion. But I went to my 20-year high school reunion, and the love and the compassion that I was received with and the amounts of apologies that I received allowed me to walk into forgiveness, you know? And I just want to share this on here, and I know this is more getting like a Peterisms video, but there is a favorite quote of mine from Oprah, and she talks about forgiveness. And I actually just talked about, I just had it pulled up. I just talked about this last night on my my vlog channel, which I vlog every night from my driveway while I can't go out anywhere. And she said, forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. It means accepting that it has happened to you, not accepting that it was okay. Accepting that it has happened, and now what do I do about it? So the past does not hold you hostage. And you know, when you talk about forgiveness, forgiveness is really not for the other person, it's for yourself. And to some degree, watching this, I could see, especially on the heels of James Charles being able to say on Twitter yesterday, you know, like basically, don't come for Tati. I think there is a certain amount of forgiveness there. And wow, the growth. That, to me, is huge growth, okay? That he's saying, what happened was not okay, but look at what I've done with it. Look at what I've turned it into. Do I think that James Charles is a perfect specimen of a human being? Absolutely not. Do I think that he's open to growth and change? At this point, today, on May 12th, I would have to say, yes, I am witnessing that today. And I hope that for everybody. I really do. I say that on here all the time. I wish that for every person out there that I make videos about. I wish them the best. I hope they're successful. I hope they're open to change, and I hope they continue to grow. And to me, to see that, I was really, really impressed with it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.